Hey folks, welcome to Vocab Booster. In this video, I will be teaching you 10 words along with their synonyms and antonyms, which come in various government examinations and that will help you immensely. So let's no longer waste our time and get started. The first word is curb. It means to control something, especially something bad, like to curb the pollution or to curb the virus from spreading. Okay, let's take a look at its synonyms, which are control, restrain, to stop something, to have a control over something. See the antonyms, which are intemperance, unrestrained. Intemperance means lack of control, to have no control over something, and restrain also means the same. See the first example, which says he needs to learn to curb his anger. See, here we use the word curb because we are talking about controlling something bad. Okay, so what this statement is saying, he needs to learn to curb his anger, which means he needs to control his anger. He has no control over his anger. He easily loses his temper and gets angry. All right, let's see the next word. Let's see the next example, which says government should do something to curb the pollution. That means government should take some steps to control the pollution. Government should decrease the pollution level. They should come up with a plan to have control over the pollution. I hope you have completely understood the meaning of curb and where it is used. So let's move forward to see the next word, which is contempt. Contempt means a strong feel of disliking and having no respect for someone. Like you must have listened this in news channels. This person has done contempt of court. That means he disrespect the court. He didn't respect the orders of court. He strongly disliked the orders of court. Okay, now take a look at its synonyms, which are disobedience. Disrespect means to not give respect, having lack of respect towards someone. See its antonyms, which are admiration, praise. These are the exact opposite words of contempt. It means to praise someone, to give respect someone, to laud someone, to show some manners, to admire someone or something. Have a look at its first example, which says the tobacco companies may be guilty of contempt of court for refusing to show the documents. That means the tobacco company didn't follow the court orders. They didn't show the documents to the court when the court asked them to do so. So they may have to go through the charges of contempt of court for disrespecting the orders. See the next example, which says the man showed his contempt for his country by burning the national flag. It means one man disrespected the flag of his country by burning it. So he showed contempt for his country. Okay, I hope you have understood this. Now let's move forward to see the next word, which is comprehend. Comprehend means to understand something completely, to have a completely grasp over something, right? To completely understand something, to have a strong command on any subject or book or issue, to clearly understand something, to not have any doubt, to be able to understand clearly, to have a crystal clear understanding on something. See its synonyms, which are grasp, interpret. Grasp means to have a tight hold on something, to understand something perfectly without any doubt. And interpret is also similar to grasp, to understand the meaning of something clearly. Okay, now let's see its synonyms, which are misunderstand, misinterpret. It means to not understand something completely, to have doubts, to not have a tight hold on something. So these were the exact opposite words of comprehend. Let's see its first example, which says I tried to comprehend the laws but could not. That means I tried to understand the laws or rules but could not understand. Okay, it's enough now. Now see its second example, which says only a handful of human minds can comprehend his work. What a beautiful example. It's saying that only very few people are able to understand his work. Only a handful of human brains can interpret his work, right? Only few people can have a tight hold on his work. Now see the next word, which is conceal. Conceal means to hide something, to not expose it, to not show it to anyone, to keep something secret. See its synonyms are secret, disguise. It means to hide something. When you don't want to publicize something, you don't want to expose something or someone. Okay, now take a look at its antonyms, which are show, disclose means to reveal, to show, to not keep something secret, to make it public, to publicize something, to expose something. All right, see the first example, which says he tried to conceal his weapon from cops who were guarding the palace. That means he tried to hide his weapon from the cops who were guarding the palace. He didn't want the cops to see his weapon. He didn't want to expose his weapon. He wanted to keep it secret. Okay, see the second example, which says Sergio is in love with Raquel, but he tries to conceal his feelings. That means Sergio loves Raquel, but he tries to hide his feelings. He does not want to get exposed. He he uh, he does not want Raquel to know that he loves her. So I hope you must have understood the meaning of this word. See guys, why I'm focusing so much on examples, because I believe one example is better than 1000 lines of definition. Therefore I believe examples are far better than theoretical meanings. Okay, now let's see the next word, which is contemporary. Contemporary means belonging to the same time or present time, something or someone that belongs to the present time. See the synonyms: new, modern. Now you must have got an idea that what contemporary means. It means new or modern. Take a look at the antonyms, which are historic, past, something which is old, which belongs to the past time. All right, see the example. Contemporary medicine is much more effective than the medicine produced 25 years ago. Means the medicine which are being produced these days, or the new medicine which are much more effective or successful than the medicine produced 25 years ago. I hope you have understood this example. This is what this example is trying to say. Now see the next example, which says mostly young people prefer to listen contemporary music. Contemporary music means new music, right? While the older generation prefer to listen to the music from the 80s or 90s. It means younger generation wants to listen new music. They wants to listen modern music. Whereas the older generation wants to listen the 90s or 80s music or songs. So this is nothing but a gender gap. Let us see our next word, which is demarcation. Demarcation means a border or line that separates two things, such as types of works, groups of people, or areas of land. A line that separates two group of people, or it can be anything. It can be regions, it can be land, it can be communities, anything. Okay, something on various parameters. Okay, take a look at its antonyms, which are attach, unite. These are the exact antonyms of demarcation: to unite something, to attach something, to add two or more things. All right, let's see the synonyms, which is separation, division, to divide something, to separate something, to cut something into more than two parts, right? So these are the exact synonyms of demarcation, and both of the words can be used interchangeably with demarcation. Alright, see the first example, which says on this map demarcation between regions are shown with dotted line. Means there is a map and the division between two regions or countries are shown with dotted lines. Okay, see the next example. We need to remove demarcation between rich and poor from our society. Yes, we need to do this. We need to remove this division of rich and poor from our society so that everyone can live with their honor. I hope you have understood this. Let's see the next word, which is dejected. Dejected means very unhappy, especially because you are disappointed. You are sad because someone has disappointed you. See its synonyms, it will be more clear to you. Sorrowful and sad both mean the same. You are unhappy or sorrow. See its antonyms, which are pleased. Means you are happy, you are elated, you are doing good, you are cheerful. Now see the first example, which says she felt dejected. She felt dejected because her father didn't buy her a cell phone. It says she felt unhappy or sad because her father didn't buy her a cell phone. So she is disappointed with that. See the next example. It says the fans went home dejected after watching their team lose. The fans who went to support their team, they felt unhappy. When they came home. They were disappointed because their favorite team lost the match. Therefore, they were sad, they were unhappy. I hope you have completely understood the meaning of this word. Now let's move forward to see the next word, which is deplorable. Deplorable means morally bad and deserves disapproval. Something which deserves disapproval from our society. Like practicing child labor, it's deplorable, it's morally bad. No one supports this. It gets disapproval from our society. See its synonyms, which are regrettable, dreadful, something that makes you feel regret, something terrifying or terrible which we don't support, right? See its antonyms, which are excellent or admirable. These are the opposites of deplorable, which you admire, which you praise or encourage. See the first example. The most deplorable thing of any industry or company is nepotism. Yes, it's right. It morally deserves bad. It's morally bad. It deserves disapproval, which is nepotism, and it should not be practiced at all in any industry. It neglects the eligible candidates for the job. See the next example, which says I can think of nothing more deplorable than a parent who abuses his own child. It's true. It's deplorable to abuse your own child. It's morally bad. It gets disapproval from our society. It should not happen. Okay, I hope you have understood this. Now let us see the next word, which is desiccation. See, desiccation means the process of becoming completely dry. As you can see the picture, the coconut, it's completely dry. There is not a single drop of water left in the coconut. It's absolutely dry. See its synonyms, which are dehydration and drought, means lack of water. You know, doctors often prefer us, they often suggest us to drink enough water to keep our body hydrated or to avoid dehydration. See its antonyms, which are wet and hydrated. As I have made you understand earlier, to keep something wet, to keep hydrated, to keep ourselves hydrated, these were the opposites of desiccation. Take a look at the first example, which says without water the crops quickly become desiccated. So obviously if there is no water left in it, it will completely become dry, it will become desiccated. See the next example, which says the man tried unsuccessfully to get water from the desiccated well. It means a person attempted to get water from a dry well, but he couldn't get a single drop of water because the well was completely desiccated. It was completely dry. Take a look at the next word, which is detained. Detain means to stop someone for leaving a place or keep in prison, usually because of his or her political opinion. Well, nowadays it has become a very common practice in our country. If someone raises their voice against the government, the cops detain that person or they arrest that person. See the synonyms, which are arrest and apprehend. Both mean the same. To detain someone, to keep someone in prison. Take a look at its antonyms, which are release and free. To release someone from detention or prison, to free someone. See the examples. They were detained by the police for questioning, means they were arrested by the cops for asking questions. See the second example, which says he was detained by the police for raising his voice against the government. That means he was arrested by the police for asking questions to the government and he ended up in prison. So I hope I have been able to make you understand all the words successfully, and you will be able to remember this for a very long time. And if you want to give any feedback, then you can comment in the comment section. So thank you for watching Vocab Booster. We'll meet you in the next video. Thank you guys.